Hi, it's Ashley from Sweet Dreams Bake Shop, and welcome back to my channel where I make a lot of cake and cookie decorating tutorials as well as give a lot of baking business tips. And today I'm going to be sharing with you a super easy way to transform that vanilla cake batter. So first what you're going to do is you're going to add some tea. Now it really depends on how tea you want this, but I will say that adding any tea flavor to cake can be tricky, so it's better to go over than under. Today I'm using Earl Grey, but use whatever black tea that you want. I find black tea translates the best when you're doing this type of thing. And go ahead and use loose leaf. If you don't have loose leaf available to you, go ahead and cut open a tea bag and pour the contents in. And I used about 3 tea bags for 12 cupcakes. I also added some strawberry chunks, and to make sure that those strawberry chunks don't just end up baking right down to the bottom of the cupcake, I toss it in a little bit of flour. Now you can use a tried and true vanilla cake recipe, or you can also just use a box cake mix. Adding these simple ingredients is really going to liven them up. I baked mine at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for approximately 17 minutes. If you don't like them to be so golden on the top, then you can turn it down to about 325 degrees Fahrenheit. I like my cupcakes a little bit more golden. Then I also made this strawberry compote, and what I love about making a compote is that you can really control the amount of sugar you're putting in there. Now the way that I made this compote was I basically took some frozen strawberries, I sprinkled just a little bit of granulated sugar on top, I put it on the stove, cooked it down, and then I removed that fruit out of there, and then I cooked down the rest of what's left in there, which is just some juice and some sugar, and I really get that to be a little bit more syrupy, and then I puree everything together, and then I put that directly into the cupcakes as you saw. And what you're seeing here is my strawberry buttercream, and I did a full tutorial on that, so you can go ahead and check that out in the right hand corner. Now I was inspired by milk tea, so I really wanted to make sure that I was incorporating that tea flavor in every single aspect of this cupcake. So I went ahead and I added a few opened tea bags again directly to that strawberry buttercream. Now feel free to stylize these cupcakes in whatever way you see fit. I wanted it to kind of have that bubble tea feel, so I decided to add on these black heart quins. They're just fun, and they also add a really nice crunch, and I feel like it really does give that bubble tea look. I also love that overloaded look for cupcakes, so I decided to add on these macarons that I made earlier. I made mini macarons, I made these regular sized macarons, and I also made some heart-shaped macarons as well. Plenty of macaron tutorials on my channel if you want to check them out. And I'm going ahead and I'm adding that on here. Love that little pop of blue and pink, and it's a really nice muted pink, just like when I go and I get a strawberry milk tea, which is very rare actually. My order is always a milk tea, but sometimes I do switch things up, and it really has this kind of nice muted color to it, so I really wanted to mimic that. So these ones here I'm going to stylize a little bit differently because these are not going to be filled with the compote. I'm just going to give a little dot of compote on the top. Occasionally I don't bother to stylize things differently just because one is filled and one is unfilled, especially if it's the exact same flavor profile, but I decided that I did want to give my guests a little bit of a heads up, so I made a differentiation between the filled and the unfilled. I very rarely put inedible things onto the cupcakes, so a lot of the times whenever I serve these to my family or friends that are used to having my edible creations, they inevitably bite into one of these straws because they think it might be chocolate. So now I always make it a point to tell them when I've used inedible paper straws like this. Now you certainly could use a chocolate roll, and I think that would look really, really cute, and let's be real, it would taste amazing. And finally, I'm going to finish off with these pink metallic sprinkles. Now this is an American buttercream that I'm using, so do make sure that if you use my buttercream recipe, you sprinkle right away, especially if you're in a very air-conditioned climate. Now let's get into the pricing of these cupcakes. It's pretty straightforward. If it was a custom or stock order, I would charge around the same price, anywhere between $4 to $5.25 Canadian per cupcake. Really depends on if you're making the macarons yourself or if you're buying them. Now let's get into the subscriber submission of the video, and this one is so cute. I love the take on Lilo and Stitch. So be sure to drop them a like and drop them a comment and go and check them out on Instagram. And if you want to be the next featured subscriber submission of the video, then please follow me at SD Bake Shop on Instagram, where you can either tag me in a photo or send me a photo. Any and all dessert levels are welcome. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you can be part of the Sweetie fam. Right now, I'm uploading weekly, so make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when I upload. Also, be sure to comment, request, or ask a question. I love hearing from you guys. Bye!